everybody. Today I'm going to do something a little different and I'm going to go into Marmalead and show you how I'm going to drop my grade from an A to a C or below, which is exactly where I like it. And I'll explain why as I go through this, but it's basically because I don't want as much matching as Etsy says to do. So let's go into Marmalead and I'll get started and show you how I'm going to do this. Okay, here we are inside of my Marmalead account, and what's going to happen is you go into your account, you load up your listings, and then you freak out because everything isn't an A. I don't like things to be an A because the way that Marmalead works, it's a machine, and it is programmed to kind of go along with Etsy's best practices, which Etsy doesn't really adhere to itself, okay? So you do want to have a certain amount of matching in the keywords and in the tags and titles just to make sure that you are following what Etsy says that they do, even though they're not really doing it. And I've always done it like this. I've never paid attention to the grades too much. I do like to look over here. Like this says I have 28 listings with missing tags. I have 25 listings that have no tags in the title at all. So there's no matching in between. That's the kind of thing that I would look at to check to see if I want to correct it. But with any tool that you use, you need to use your brain. Your brain is the best tool that you have, and you need to use your own judgment. Once you understand what the tool is doing, you can then make that decision for yourself about whether it's something that you want or need to correct. And a lot of times, in my opinion, it's not, so I just move on to something that's actually going to make a difference. So as I was looking through my listings here, I see a D that sold recently, by the way. And the guys at Marmalead say that the grades are just there as an indicator for you to look at it and then make your own decisions. It's not a guarantee that something is going to sell or not sell. And that's not something that they can promise. Nobody can promise that. And I was scrolling down and then I saw this. Oh, it's an A. I don't like that. So let's click through here. Now, before I get into this, I do want to say that I am not a Marmalead affiliate. I do not get paid to recommend it. I am in no way hired by them to do this. I do not work for them. And when people refer a specific tool, it might be to your advantage to check to see if they are getting paid something to recommend it. Because a lot of tools contact me to say, would you recommend our tools to your audience? And I always say, no, because Marmalead is the only tool that I use and it has everything I need and nothing that I don't. And there's a lot of tools that have distracting things in it that really don't help your shop. So this is a handmade silicone mold set to make a fairy garden door. Okay, now I know that gnome house is a popular thing. Okay, so this is fairy garden kit door mold set for cake decorating or polymer clay, 3-inch door. And I'm putting this stuff in the title for the customer's benefit so they can see what's in it. So it explains everything. This says that my keywords are good, the focus keyword, and Marmalead, when they say a focus keyword, it just means that it's a keyword that it sees is in your title and your tags. It's not judging that. It's just saying that you have a keyword in your title and tags, and is that keyword a good keyword using their rating system? So I do have a good keyword in my title and tags that's in both places, so that's good. It says I have good long tail tags. It says I have long tail focus keywords, and it says I have all of my tags filled out. This might mean that I have too much matching, though, if it's giving me an A, because I don't like to match everything that much. And I think that this listing recently sold, but I don't know if it sold on Etsy or on my website. I don't sell it too often because it's something that's really specific. Let's go, actually, let me go look at this on Etsy because, and you can click on edit on Etsy. Okay, so now we're in the listing itself, and I'm just going to take Marmalead's advice and say that there's probably a lot of matching in here because it has me rated as having all those keywords up there. I might just leave it. If I like all the tags, I could leave it. Let's see, fairy door mold set, fondant door mold. See, I don't need door mold in there twice. I'm going to take that one out. Okay, gnome house, yes. I'm going to put gnome house kit, okay. And I don't know if that's what I have in the title. I just have gnome house door in the kit, in the title. So I'm going to put gnome house kit. I will add that. Doll house, mold, doll house door. I'm going to take these two out. I'm going to put those on one tag, not dual house. Okay. That fits. Okay, so now I have 2 tags left that I didn't have before. So we've got fairy door mold set, polymer clay ute, which is ultra thick embossing enamel, and you can use that in these molds. Cobblestone path, a cake to remember. I'm going to take my business name out because I don't need that anymore. It used to help for some purposes to put your business name in there. It doesn't anymore, so I just take that out. Fairy cake decor. I'll leave that in there. That's, you know, there's fairy here, but that's all right. Okay, so now we've got silicone door mold. I've got door mold set, so I'm going to take this one out. I'm going to put silicone, and I'm going to put fondant because I took fondant out, but I do want to have that in there. Then we've got resin chocolate, which means you can use it for resin and chocolate. Now I've got fondant twice, so let me take this one out. I'm going to put silicone because I already have fondant on this one, so I don't need to put it on another one. Fairy garden kit, DIY, fairy door, fairy garden kit. Okay, that works. Gnome house kit, dollhouse, dollhouse. And now I have 4 tags left. So I'm going to go back to Marmalead and see what other suggestions I can find there. So now I'm back in Marmalead, and what I'm going to do is look at the storm feature. I might kind of, you know, create different storms depending. Let me see. So this, I'm going to put gnome house kit, okay? Because that is kind of what it says. Buy your house, cute house slippers, no dollhouse. I have dollhouse in there. No, Easter gnome, no. Now sometimes these are not going to work. And what I'm doing is I'm crossing out the ones that are not relevant. And what Marmalead does is it pulls in related keywords, and it pulls in keywords that people who have searched for gnome house kit have also searched for. So it's a combination, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Gnome door. I kind of like that because that's what it is. So I will put that in my bucket over here. Okay, now when I put this over here, that tells Marmalead, yes, that's relevant. So it's going to go down a little bit, you know, it's going to add more things down to the bottom here. This is such a specific thing that it's probably going to be difficult to find really unusual or like really good keywords for it. Valentine gnome, no. Vintage dollhouse, no. Bead door. That might be the only thing that I can find. And you know, if you come in here and you can't find anything, there's other places to look. I'm going to keep this. Okay, none of these are really relevant. So I'm going to create a list, and we're going to create a new list, gnomes. I'm going to put gnome house kit, just so that I know the main keyword. I think that just added it to the list. If you add it to the list again, it'll just do it once. So you're safe. All right, I'm going to do another storm. I'm going to do fairy house DIY. Now it's going to bring up a lot of DIY letters, like DIY items, DIY craft. That might be, I put the word craft in there. What I'm thinking, miniature. Okay, that's a good one. I'm thinking like something about fairy garden house, fairy house. That's appropriate. I think I have those in there already, but I'm going to put it in. It could be that I find a few keywords that would fit on those. I have 4 tags left, so I'm going to do that. And okay, cute. You know what? I like the word cute. Now people say don't use cute. People do search for that occasionally, so whatever. All right, I might have enough now that I could just go and fill that up. And what I'm doing, I'm really kind of looking at, you know, what is it? There's fairy decorations. That could be something good. Let me add these to the list. Gnome house, gnome house. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Etsy and fill in some of the tags. Now I'm back inside the listing, and I filled out a few of the keywords that I found in Marmalead in the storm, just to put a few different things in there. And one is cute, one is ideas, one's decorations, one's craft, silicone, and miniatures, or miniature. And it doesn't matter whether it's plural or not. Sometimes Etsy does look at plurals, but that's the kind of thing it really won't. So I'm going to add all of those. And I still have 1 tag to go. And I really could put I could put another word on this one just because it's short, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. What I want to look at though is what is making this be an A, because I don't want it to be an A. All right, so let me go up. It just means that it's too much matching if that's the case. So we've got fairy garden kit. I have fairy garden kit in here. Okay, so that's the first match. Then we've got door mold set for cake decorating or polymer clay. I've got polymer clay here. I've got door mold set. There's a lot of matching. Okay, so I can take this one out. I'm going to put UTEE, and I am going to put isomalt, which is a it's a cake decorating sugar that people use. I think I have chocolate. I have chocolate here. Isomalt, I got fondant and gum paste. So now I'm thinking of things that you can use in the molds, not just what the mold is. I'm not just stuck on the fairy garden thing. It's things that you can use inside the molds. So I've got those two. I'll just put that back in there. I'm not worried about it too much. I think Cobblestone Path is also in the title. It is Cobblestone Path and Gnome House Door. So let me see. Gnome House Kit. I could take one of those out, but I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to remove Cobblestone Path. I think that's pretty specific as far as what it is, and I'm not going to worry about it. Go Fairy Garden DIY, cake decorating. I'll put cake. I think cake decorating, I think is probably one of the attributes, but I don't care. I'll put that in there. And so now I have one tag to go. This is where I would tend to put my shop name in, but you really don't need to do that anymore. And I have miniature, I have dollhouse stuff, I've got fairy door, I've got gnome. Who else? I'm going to put mouse house. Oops, except I would spell it correctly. Mouse. What are other, okay, mouse, mice. What are other small rodents that people would make a door for? Probably like guinea pigs or something. Hamster. I'm going to put hamster in there. Now, I don't know if anyone's going to use this to make a hamster door or a hamster house or whatever, but that's a weirdo tag. If I'm left with one tag that I have to kind of fill up, I'll put in some weird words and then I'll wait and see if I get any hits for it, because who knows? There might be a whole army of people out there who are making stuff for their hamsters. I have no idea, but we'll try it out. Okay, so I'm going to publish this. Oh, this says I have one to go, so I have to hit that. I do that all the time. That's probably why I don't have all 13 tags, because I fill it out here and then I forget to add it. Okay, so now we're going to publish this, and we're going to go back over to Marmalead and see if that helped the grade be a little bit lower, because whenever it's an A, it just tells me that there's probably too much matching going on. I'm back in Marmalead and I've loaded it up again, and now we're going to go down and find this listing. It was down here somewhere. And I'm going to see if the grade has dropped, which I assume that it has because I want it to. Yes, it's a C-, and that's the way I like it. So that means to me, I know that all of the title and tags are good. I know they're all accurate, except maybe that mouse thing. I could have gone in a direction like woodland party, woodland birthday, that kind of thing. I might go back and revise it later. I'll wait to see what happens. But this is a better grade, in my opinion, as far as the way that the Etsy algorithm works. So this is how I prefer it. I want to see that my grades are in the B to C range. And as soon as I see an A, I'm all over that to see what's going on. So if you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. I will talk to you guys later.